But I was wondering, in terms of bottlenecks and everything else, if it would be possible to take, say, a 24-hour period and observe certain intersections in Atlanta or stretches of roads to see if the average speed would follow something similar to that. I would imagine as rush hour
it's
kind
actually,
of comes and goes.
believe it or not, it's a branch of physics. And people do it very well in very densely populated places like Holland. So there are my colleagues who give predictions, real-time predictions of bottlenecks on the highway system. Holland is roughly size of Virginia Highlands, let's say, but it has, I forgot, 30 million people. So much more population than Atlanta. And then, it's a beautiful, lots of interesting physics. It's also related to what Maxwell was speaking earlier, to living matter. These cars are like little amoeba that are trying to go in some way. And you can see that they produce not only these beat frequencies, but they produce moving waves which actually move backwards opposed to the traffics, of congestion just on the straight traffic. This has to do with human response. It takes us 6-7 seconds to respond to whatever car is doing in front of us. So, congestion propagates. And you can predict it, compute it, and you can, in real time, deflect traffic to ease congestion in various ways. So you're absolutely right. I mean, it's a really cute set of problems, and they're, either engineering or nonlinear dynamics or whatever you want to call them, but they're based on these ideas that we are looking at right now. And 24 cycle is obviously there, but there are intrinsic frequencies to these things, which are much more subtle. They have to do with mean speed of the cars and human psychology and human response time. So they are not in the units of 24 hours, but they're biological units. So once all the cars are going to be self-driven and humans are removed, it's very dangerous, currently very dangerous element in this loop. The things will move much more fast and more economically, burning less energy, etc., because you'll be able to control traffic intelligently and not depend on humans screwing it up.
That's fascinating. I hadn't thought that there could have been those kind of smaller periods that weren't 24 hours, just based on
that's the thing, right?
Whether human psychology, anything else. Interesting.
So so basic physicist trick is always to say, what intrinsic scales do I have? So you enumerate, well, humans, hearts, brains. For fighter jets, it's response from going to motor cortex, from visuals, etc. So you stack up all these things. Circadian rhythm tends to be on 24-hour basis, and of course there are annual rhythms, and when you get to climate, you start, discussing whether this is some celestial rhythm that is bringing on ice ages, or is it climate of some other kind? Yes. So, this is like a little thing, but basically there is one parameter, there are parameters which have to do with intrinsic frequencies, and their ratio is this thing, because you have made this a pure number kind of game. And then you can start discussing something that's universally good, for sperms and for cars and for many other, human and not human problems.